I misled people, including even my wife.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity scandals of each year from 1990 to 1999.
I think you know in life pretty much what's a good thing to do and what's a bad thing, and I did a bad thing, and there you have it.
Was it one hit?
Yeah.
Did you look back?
No.
I just wanted to apologize.
For this list, we're looking at the most shocking celebrity scandal for each year in the 1990s. We'll be looking at scandalous affairs and events, so anything involving murder, as in the O.J. Simpson trial, will not be considered, as murder is not a scandal. Which scandal do you remember most from the 90s? Let us know in the comments. 1990. Milli Vanilli are stripped of their Grammy.
On the front page, one day after it was revealed that the pop duo Milli Vanilli didn't sing on their hit album, few in the music industry are surprised, but many did not realize the extent of the deception.
The German-French duo of Fab Morvan and Rob Pilatus, known as Milli Vanilli, burst onto the music scene in the late 1980s. By 1990, they had broken into the American scene with such hits as Blame It on the Rain and Girl You Know It's True, and won a Grammy for Best New Artist in 1990.
And this is true. Girl, you know it's true.
However, the win was short-lived and taken back when it was revealed that the duo was lip-syncing.
And this is true.
The boys were attractive, stylish, and marketable in the visual sense. However, their producer, Frank Farian, did not care for their vocal talents, so he chose to maintain the visuals and record the vocals with studio performers. The discovery was gradual, albeit nonetheless shocking. 1991. Pee-wee Herman exposes himself.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Anyone who was a kid in the late 1980s remembers Pee-wee's Playhouse. The surreal yet educational program was widely popular and garnered 15 Emmy Awards.
I love my choice!
Not gonna marry him, though.
It aired from 1986 to 1990, at which time Pee-wee actor Paul Reubens chose to take a sabbatical from the character. Reubens had put great effort into developing the character as a positive role model, taking careful measures to avoid anything that could damage his child audience. This made his arrest in July of 1991 all the more shocking. Reubens was caught enjoying himself at an adult movie theater. Reubens and his lawyer did their best to avoid publication of the event, but to no avail.
But for 7 or 8 minutes, the man better known as Pee-wee Herman stood in open court.
1992. Sinead O'Connor tears up a photo of the Pope.
For an Irish female Catholic survivor of child abuse to have made such an artistic gesture and spiritual gesture, really, it was very, very important.
Sinead O'Connor has always been an activist for one cause or another. She considered herself a protest singer, and this didn't really touch any real nerves until her 1992 performance on Saturday Night Live. O'Connor sang an a cappella rendition of Bob Marley's War.
Everywhere is war.
However, she was singing it in regards to the Catholic Church's controversial practices rather than the original intent of the song, racism. Towards the end of the song, she held up a photo of Pope John Paul II, tore it up while singing the word evil, and exclaimed,
"Fight the real enemy!"
SNL was in no way aware of her intentions, and they, as well as NBC, were as shocked as the rest of us. 1993. Michael Jackson's first trial.
There have been many disgusting statements made recently concerning allegations of improper conduct on my part. These statements about me are totally false.
Michael Jackson hadn't had an easy life up until that point. However, things got much worse for him following these first allegations. In 1993, Evan Chandler accused Jackson of being more than inappropriate with his son, Jordan Christopher Chandler, aged 13.
I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent.
The Chandlers had become very close to Jackson, frequently staying at his house at Neverland Ranch. The case itself has some bizarre twists and turns, including allegations of Chandler blackmailing Jackson. The case ended up being settled out of the courts. It was not fully proven at the time that Jackson had performed any of the alleged actions, as many witnesses seemed unreliable in that they were profiting from telling their stories. Jackson's reputation never really recovered, and he was plagued with subsequent allegations.
Well, you don't get to do things that other children get to do. You know, the simple things that they so much take for granted.
1994, Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding's rivalry.
My skating was great, but my life was in shambles.
Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once said something along the lines of, "Fame is something that must be won. Honor is something that must not be lost." If Tonya Harding and her entourage ever encountered this quote, they stopped reading midway. In 1994, Olympic hopeful Nancy Kerrigan had become the main obstacle to Tonya Harding's pursuit of fame, fortune, and the top step of the podium. Harding's bodyguard and her ex-husband hired a hitman to attack Kerrigan after a practice skate. He clubbed her in the right knee, and the media footage is memorable, as television cameras captured the immediate aftermath of the attack.
I don't know, some hard black stick.
Harding was eventually stripped of her titles and banned from competing.
Makes you cringe hearing it, you know, because you know how much that it had to have hurt.
1995, Hugh Grant's escort. In 1995, Hugh Grant was just gaining popularity in mainstream cinema, having starred in 4 Weddings and a Funeral and promoting the rom-com 9 Months.
The second the movie came out and was a hit, the offers just kept pouring in. It seemed to not...
That's right. That seems to be the Hollywood way. As long as you make money, they don't care what you get up to.
Well, that called for celebration, right? So how does a seemingly proper Englishman celebrate? With a $60, party favor from an escort, of course. Hugh Grant was caught and arrested soliciting a sex worker. Cue the publishing of his mugshot plastered all over the tabloids. Grant, however, seemed to take it as best as he could, issuing his apologies and even making a little light of the situation. In a now classic moment, Jay Leno's first question to Grant on The Tonight Show was,
"What the hell were you thinking?"
1996, Prince Charles and Princess Diana's divorce. In the summer of 1981, 750 million viewers tuned in to watch the royal wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer in many time zones and countries. It was much like a fairy tale come true, as the English school teacher's assistant was becoming a princess. The relationship was rife with problems from the start, and the two separated in 1992. They did not, however, officially divorce until 1996. They remained married yet separated until Queen Elizabeth II urged the divorce, which would essentially strip Diana of her claim to the throne.
The prince said he had no intention of remarrying, but of course things may change. Someone other than Diana could be queen one day.
The People's Princess was always beloved by the public, and continued to be throughout the marital hardships, until her untimely and tragic death in 1997.
She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness.
1997, Mike Tyson bites off Evander Holyfield's ear.
The newspapers here today are unanimous in condemnation.
Regardless of whether you were a fan of boxing or not, if you were alive in 1997, you remember the bite fight. Did you know, however, that Tyson bit both Holyfield's ears?
Because you bit him twice, once in each ear.
Yeah, I didn't feel guilty at all.
You didn't feel guilty?
No, I didn't feel guilty at the time.
Which Tyson took a 1-inch piece of, but the fight resumed, and Tyson was only disqualified following his attempt to bite Holyfield's left ear, leaving it scarred but not maimed. The two had an existing history and beef, which included Holyfield allegedly headbutting Tyson in the ring on numerous occasions.
I was angry that he was butting my head. He kept betting me, and he cut my head the first fight with headbutts, and he did it again, and I was just enraged.
Tyson claimed the bites were retaliation for these instances. We can only assume, however, that there wasn't much in the boxing rulebook about ear bites, at least not before 1997. 1998, the Monica Lewinsky affair.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
U.S. presidents are sometimes a fun source of entertainment and scandal. The talk of the late 90s was President Bill Clinton and his notorious affair with White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
As I passed George Stephanopoulos' office, I kind of looked into the open doorway and Bill happened to be standing there, and he motioned me in.
The recorded conversations, the blue dress, The cigars, the lies. Everyone and their mother knew every detail thanks to every media outlet. The two allegedly carried on the affair for 2 years, between 1995 and 1997. They might have gotten away with it too, had it not been for the Paula Jones case. Clinton was being accused of sexual harassment by Jones, a former employee, and lied under oath regarding his relationship with Lewinsky. Thus began the incredible case that eventually led to the impeachment of President Bill Clinton.
It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part, for which I am solely and completely responsible.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. 1999, the J-Lo and Diddy club incident. Ever wonder why Sean Puffy Combs changed his name so many times? This is the explanation for one of those times. In 1999, then-couple Jennifer Lopez and P. Diddy were leaving a club event when Diddy accidentally knocked a drink out of a man's hand. Now, this happens a lot, right? But the man who lost his drink was a gang member called Scar, and a fight ensued resulting in gunshots and injured clubgoers. The couple fled the scene and were quickly apprehended by police, who found a gun in their vehicle. The blame game was played, and the couple ended up acquitted thanks to high-priced lawyer Johnny Cochran.
I just want to say I give all glory to God.
Puff Daddy changed his name to P. Diddy to try to move on.
If I'm acting crazy, that's Diddy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like dancing real smooth with a girl, that's Puff Daddy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.